What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to 956 Flips. If you're new to the channel, I buy liquidation merchandise. I go to pawn shops, buy video games off of eBay, wherever I can to buy and resell. Today I'm going to fix some DS lights on video. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so see, these are the DS lights I have shown you guys on the other videos. This is the first one. I started taking it apart already. It says bad bottom screen, but when I turned it on, the top screen was no good. So I'm going to start opening it up. I've already taken out all the screws, except for this one up on top, right there. So I'm going to go ahead and take that one out. Alright, so that should be loose enough. There it is. Popped out. Go ahead and pop it open. Like I showed you guys, kind of want to put your fingers here to the top. It's hard to do with the little workspace I've got. I'm pretty sure I took out all the screws. Yes, I did. So it's kind of like a little opening there. You can see it on camera right there. Yeah, you can. And I just slide my fingers through. Fingernails, actually. It's starting to come apart. Alright, there it is. It came apart. Sometimes pieces will come out. Like that's the volume. Just pop that sucker back in there. It slides back and forth. And that's how it goes. I don't know if you can see that. Alright. Oops. Here is the board. So we'll take out the little triggers. I like holding on to them because they've got little springs and stuff. Try to pull it out together like that and set it aside, so that way when you're putting it back together, it's easier to put back on. You guys can see this thing has been water damaged. There's still a bunch of residue. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a cleaning real quick. I don't think that would cause any issues with the top screen. I may be wrong. Let me go ahead and take the screw off. And then we can see underneath if there's any water damage up by the screen ribbon. Pop this guy out. There we go. I don't know if you can see that, guys. Let's see if I can get closer for you guys to see it. There looks like to be a little bit of, it's not focusing very well, a little bit damage there on the ribbon. This one is giving me issues with the top screen, so I'm going to take this board out because it does fire up, and I'm going to put it in this other one that I have already opened up, the pink one that we opened last time. This time it fired up. I'll just show you real quick. Come on now. It's hard to do with the little space I've got. You can see? This is the replacement screen that I put in there, and it's doing the exact same thing the original pink bottom screen was doing. So I'm thinking this might be a board issue. I'm going to try this other one, even though it's been water damaged. It did fire straight up. So I'm going to take this board out and put it in this pink one. So let's go ahead and do that now. Alright, we're going to have to disconnect everything. So I'll tell you what you need to do. You're going to take off this by pulling up. It's got tape on the bottom. I'm going to pop this little guy off. There you go. So that piece is off now. Before, we got to get this ribbon through the bottom and out. Sometimes it's very hard to do. It's very hard to do, guys. Sometimes it gets stuck in there too, and it's almost impossible to get out. Let's see. Come on now. You gotta keep wiggling the sucker around until it comes out. Let's see if there's any problems with it. No, it should come out. Let's see. It's getting stuck right there as soon as I get past the beginning there. And I'm thinking because of the cable's kind of crooked and this thing is pointing down. It's hard to straighten out here. Let's see if we can get it out now. It's getting stuck in the same spot. Let's try a little higher. Now let me fiddle with this for a little bit and keep going. Alright, I got it out. We're going to want to disconnect this little cable here. It's just to mean popping it up. It's off. Now we're going to want to take this top screen ribbon off. It's just a clip up here. You want to pull this clip up. There it is. And just pull this off. So that's off. So now we've got our board that we're going to use on that other pink one. Let me set that aside. Let's bring the pink one over now. Thinking it's kind of unlikely that both screens would do the same thing. So I'm hoping if we put this other board in here, into this pink one, we'll have a working one. So let's try that. We're going to do all this again. Take this guy off. Slide this guy under. Oh, this one was easy. Came right out. Pop this one off. And then same. Oh, put out the screw up here. Take this off. Kind of push this forward. Comes out. Let's disconnect this cable. It's getting harder and harder to see, guys, with age. Alright. Got that off. Let's try our our other board. And we're going to try to put this back on again. This is probably the hardest part of the process, is getting this one ribbon cable up in there. It looks like it went in. Yeah, it looks good. This guy around, make sure the white cable sits underneath the board, and then it just sits up here. I'm not going to loop the black one yet. I want to go ahead and test it first. But you do have to plug it in, but we'll just plug it in through the top. And this guy doesn't want to go in. Well, there it goes. So we'll grab our part here, plug this back in. Get in there. Come on, man. There it goes. I heard it click. Put it back in its place. Sits a certain way, and you'll feel it. It's in. I'm just going to put one screw real quick. Nah, let's just do it this way. Grab the battery. What you got to do is hold the battery up here to that, kind of put pressure. Get the power. Alright, there we go, guys. It is working now. I don't know if the touchscreen works. Yeah, it does. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and put this one back together. Show you guys how to put it back together, and we'll have a working DS Lite. Alright, let's get to it. So now that I tested that, we're going to take this off. This time it's got to go underneath. What I like to do is try to straighten out this little cable as best as I can, and then it's going to go underneath here and just slide across. Come on, get through. There it is. You can see it there. Alright. And then you want to make sure that it sits on this side right here and right in between there. That's where it was before. Flip this back on. I think it's sitting there. Same thing. Alright. Let's go ahead and grab a screw and put one on the left hand side, which would be right here. Screw that down. Okay, remember the triggers? You see it's got a little spring. Oh, this is kind of coming up. You want to hold it and put it back into the hole. And then there's a spring, well, a little piece of the spring needs to go right in that pink part. And you can see the spring, it's kind of tiny, but it goes back in there. So let's try to get that in there. Kind of hard to do at the angle I'm at. Let's see if I can do it. Alright. Can y'all see that? Yeah, you can see the spring. Right there. And that's what helps the springs it back in place. Let's grab the other one. Here we go. We're going to do the same thing. I want to get that spring in there. Black wire's kind of in the way. Gotta put it down. And forgive me with my eyesight, guys, but I'm trying my best. There it is. Alright, now we're going to put the cover back on. Kind of align this thing here, has a little stick sticking out. Kind of align it with that. So we're just gonna sit it, and it'll fall in place, and you'll feel the switch. This is the power switch. You can feel it kind of. Oh, I missed it. I guess when I moved it. Let's take that off again. Hopefully the springs don't fall out. And the button, the volume button popped out. Let's fix that. It just goes back in there. See? It's in there. So our volume switch is over on this side. So let's make sure it's all the way on that side. As you can see there. See? Just gonna sit it down. Sit in place. Kind of hold it down this time. There's a spring back on the power switch. We've got the volume. So let's start putting all the screws back on. And these are our screws for our pink DS. So we got these little guys, these little screws go on the board. We got one here. Grab another one of these little screws, and this one's gonna go right there. Alright, and there's one here and one here. Let's flip this over. We'll grab, they're a little bit bigger, you can tell. They're the Phillips also. Oops. Come on now. Where'd you go? Ah, there you are. I need to get myself a magnetic screwdriver. We'll put one here. Here's the other one. Right in here. Alright, now we've got the tri-wing screws, which is with our special screwdriver. It's a tri-wing screwdriver. There's one that goes here. There's another one right there. Screw them in until they're tight. You don't have to overdo it. And there's another one that goes in here. And there's one that goes here on the top. Right in there. It's a small black one. Alright. Alright, we got our two little rubber stoppers that go these little covers. So what I do is kind of filthy looking, but it's okay, it's just a cover. Kind of push that in there. Should sit once it's on right. There you go. Got the other one here. Alright, we got our battery. Battery goes in there. Here's our pink cover. Pop it in there. Screw this down. Hopefully that'd be it. Let's find out. Turned on. Let me get a stylus, and we'll go through this. You can this is a Japanese console. We can always put it in English. No big deal. I got my game here, our tester, and my stylus. So we're just gonna put whatever, just to get started. I can tell this touchscreen's kind of iffy. Might just need to be calibrated. A button's kind of It's a little rough. I'm just gonna skip all this, get it started. I think the A button's okay. Alright, so let's go ahead and put the game in there. Turn it back on. Alright, I picked up the game. Let's go ahead and go to settings down here. And we're going to go to global. I'm going to put this guy in English. So now it is in English. We're going to try to do the calibration. Now if the screen is no good, no big deal, we can always swap it out. And that one's kind of iffy, but see that right there, that one's messed up. Oh, I picked it up. Okay. Confirm. Let's pop it back on. Just touchscreen. Let's see if it works. Crosspad seems okay. The A button is kind of iffy. Yeah, the A button is kind of tough. Now to fix the A button, let me just show you real quick. I'm not going to do it on camera, but I can show you. These little gray pads, they're what hold the buttons and the cross buttons in. All I have to do is swap it out, which would be this one here. Here's the button one. Swap this one into that one, and we've got it working. Or sometimes even just a good cleaning, because these things look disgusting. I don't know how well you can see the dirt and stuff in there. That'll cause the buttons not to work. So I'll go ahead and open up the pink one again, and see how A button's kind of I have no idea how to play this game. I'm just pressing buttons. Alright, it shows you how to play. Use start button to exit. Slide down to start. I gotta use the stylus. Oh yeah, there you go. Okay. Alright guys, that's gonna do it for the video. If you enjoy this kind of content, please consider subscribing to the channel. That would help me make more videos. What do you think, guys? Should we do another video with DS Lite repairs? I've got 20 more to go, so actually 19. One of them was really good. If I can do more videos, I can actually do another video on this one. We would swap out the buttons and then do another console. Just let me know in the comments, guys. Alright, that's going to be it. Appreciate you guys watching. Have a great one. Catch you in the next one.